Hello and welcome back. So last time we did see Vera's backstory, which was very interesting and of course it was very dark. Now, time to see the Kamui's backstory. Pretty much he is the new S class in the game and he is also a new class. He is a Vanguard. Pretty much they are used currently for special game modes, and in the future they are going to be also more Vanguards, and the restrictions put on them will be eased because in the future you are going to be able to use them in the majority of game modes in this game. But currently, because there is only one Vanguard in the game, he is limited to a couple game modes. And so far, he's been a very interesting character overall. Very interesting attack set, very interesting move set, and very interesting in general feel that he gives when you play the character. And I personally think he is one of the more fun to play characters. Now, I still am in the process of increasing his skills, and of course I am in the process of increasing his memories, because currently I did run out of materials. Somehow I did, and I am also in the process of obtaining new materials to pretty much upgrade the current characters that I have. But so far I did have fun playing the character, and it's definitely a unique character in the game. Now, in the story, pretty much in the summer story, his awakening was kind of interesting, because Roland pretty much wanted to make Kamui a ascendant, and he failed at that. And instead of making an ascendant, he made a vanguard, and pretty much he isn't on their side. He is on the side of the Grey Raven squad. So the ascendants did make a mistake. Well, I guess they make mistakes also. That's kind of interesting. And overall, I'm definitely looking forward to see the character being used in the majority of gameplay, in the majority of game content, because I think the character will be very interesting in Warzone, and of course very interesting in other game modes as well. And they did say that you currently cannot match a Vanguard with any other structure currently, because there is a risk that they can kill the structures. So I guess in the future you will have classic structures, and you will have Vanguards, and you pretty much will have two of these character sets that you can use, and I think that's very interesting, since it will add a lot more variety to the game. And also very interesting it will be very interesting to see how will they make the other structures into a Vanguard, since I think aesthetically speaking they have to be very different. And again, I am looking forward to see the Vanguard versions of the majority of these characters. Now in the story here, this character doesn't have a very good ending. He does go through a lot, same as Vera. Both of these characters did go through a lot before the present time in the game, and you know, Vera did get pretty much damaged quite a bit in her backstory, and she, as a medic, she did a good job, but she wasn't quite lucky, if you can call it like that. I think you can. And that's pretty much, that explains the way she is currently in the game. Now as for this character, he pretty much is the original Kamui. Pretty much the Kamui that you see in the game is pretty much a should I say made up personality by this character. That's what I've been told, at least. So the original Kamui is pretty much this one, and the one that we have in the game is pretty much a artificial personality made up by this character, which is very interesting. Kind of very curious to know why he did that. I mean, he could have maybe he just too dangerous to have around. I don't know. since it is known that this character is very brutal, that his gameplay style is also very brutal. He is using his claws in his ultimate, as you will see later on. He is a great sword user, and as a great sword user, he is indeed very powerful. And surprisingly, his gameplay as a great sword user is also very fun and very fast. Usually, when you see great sword users, you expect them to be slow, but to hit hard. Well, this character isn't slow, he's actually very fast, and he does have range with his sword, since the sword itself is pretty long, and that's a very interesting picture there. And interesting. Why is okay? Well, I guess they're getting sick there. That's interesting. Gotta say, I have to say, this game is very dark, and the story is also indeed very dark. Um, well, I kind of feel bad for the soldier there, since I kind of don't know what's going on. I guess he is getting sick from something, or he might just be injured from combat. But if you ask me, he doesn't look like he will survive. He looks like he's about to die. Oh well, that's interesting. Okay, um, let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen next. I think, yeah, I think they died. I actually think they died. Well, did not expect to see that, but it happened. Okay, well that was weird. Um, well, I guess he got. Well, I guess he does have something in him that is killing people around him. That's interesting. And I've heard, like, I did read, people did tell me that Dark Kamui is very dangerous, and that when he loses control, that he is very lethal. So him losing control, that's going to be, hmm, that's going to be interesting. And I think his ultimate is a form of him losing control. I might not be correct at that one, but I think that's how his ultimate works. But overall, it is a very interesting character. Okay, let's hop on the next one. Well then, the fighting stage I think will happen soon, and the dialogues so far are very long. Now this, the person on the right, I think that's his commander currently. That's the person that's ordering him around. Not the in-game current commander, but that is probably the commander of his unit back in the backstory. His current commander is pretty much the player, and of course is the player. Now I'm thinking, who might be the next Vanguard in the game? I would say, if I were to guess, I think it might be Lucia, but who knows? Maybe it will be tied up to the main story, since pretty much everything in the game currently at the moment is tied up to the story in one way or another. So I pretty much think the next Vanguard will be Lucia, but again, I could be wrong, who knows? And of course, we still are waiting for the next S-class character, which in the end I think I might just end up saving for, I don't know, but the next S-class is pretty much around the corner. Around the corner meaning that the next update will bring a new S-class character, and that might be Luna, and I sure want to save up for that character, so yeah, I sure want to save up for that character. I am on a good saving spree already. I have 5.3 cards, I think, and I think I am doing a good job at saving up, since, well, I did miss the S Raven, and now I do not want to miss the next S class character by any chance. So I'm just gonna save up for that character for the future one and wait. Well, the first playable stage, and I have to say though, this character is, like I did say this before, but his moveset, his gameplay, and overall the character feel is pretty good. And as a great sword user, I think he is done very correct, and at the current moment very well done actually. Okay, now let me avoid getting shot by these. Now for the feel for the story, I wish that the red markers weren't there on the ground and that it was solely a cinematic experience. I think that would be very good. But well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I did reach the ending point here. Excellent. All right. Well then, definitely I don't know. This character will be very interesting to be used in Warzone and Pain Cage. I think this character might very well be very powerful when he gets released to be able when he gets released for the other content. Since I think he will actually be very good in the Dark Warzone. I can't wait to actually test that out when I get the chance to. Well then, that was interesting. That was very interesting. So I did reach the final point, the final destination there, and well, apparently we survived. So that's good. Let's see what will happen next. Now, I don't know, but this character is, I kind of want to compare this character to Alpha in terms of power level, but I think Alpha is still a lot more powerful, since, well, Alpha is Alpha, and Alpha is dangerous. Well, that doesn't look good at all. Well then, I wonder who did shoot him. That doesn't look good. That wound doesn't look good. Oh, okay. Well, um, makes me wonder if that's the cause of him going full berserk in some instances. I think it might be the cause of him going full berserk, since I guess I guess he did get hit, and with that, I guess he did suffer some consequences. Well then, interesting. I have to say though, so this pretty much means that he was a human. Okay, that's interesting. I like the idea behind them being humans in the first place, and I like the idea of some of them still being humans as a structure. Of course, pretty much they integrated mechanical parts in a human body, and that's interesting. Pretty much things that are very well. Those things are actually uh, soon to be possible in the real world as well. I think, since I think nanotechnology and pretty much other biotechnology is also progressing a lot, and in the near future, humans might have the possibility to pretty much replace their body parts with mechanical parts, and that future is actually pretty close, I think. Well, then enough of that. Enough of me getting carried away by technology and stuff. Now, in the game, I did notice several types of these soldiers. You have the ordinary ones, and I think these ones are pretty much the more advanced ones, but I could be wrong, since you have several types of soldiers in this game. And I think they're also human, but I'm not quite sure. Since I know that you have the structures, those that don't have a face, they're pretty much, I think, low-grade structures, and they are something similar to a human, but they are kind of different. And then you have the ones in the uniforms, and of course you have the officers, and you have besides the officers, you have the commanders, generals, and pretty much the other ranks. And of course you have the structures that we use. And of course, I think they're also separated by unit.
忌み嫌うすべてのものをぶち壊す。容赦はしない。そこを動くな。大したことじゃない。 前らの弱み見つけたぞ。ここを動くな。闇を操る。いや違う。俺こそ闇だ。
Well then, excellent. That was a very, very good run, I have to say. That was a very good run. And well, I did unlock the hidden story. And the hidden story is also very important because it will tell you what happens after the character got caught, since he did lose control over his body, and they did end up restraining him and shutting him down in a way. Okay, and of course, I think the person on the right is going to die, because I do have the feeling that he was also his mentor, that he was teaching him the ways. He was teaching him how to fight and teaching him how to use a great sword. So I think the person on the right is about to die in a way, I think. And have to say, this game is indeed very brutal. This game is indeed very brutal, very dark, and I kind of forgot the age rating in China. I think this game is rated 18 plus in China. That's actually kind of impressive if you think about it. It is indeed very impressive, and the game is, like I said, very dark, and the overall art style is also giving the dark feel, and I like the game being very dark. Oh well, ouch, that looks painful. He got absolutely destroyed by that greatsword. Oh my god. Well, I can already imagine the crater that that the greatsword left on his body. That looked painful, not gonna lie. You can imagine the size of the cut that greatsword can deliver. And he did literally put the whole greatsword through his body. Okay. Well, like I said, Dark Kamui lost control. He lost control and pretty much went berserk on his commander. And well, the hidden story has been released, and well, here we will learn what happened to him, and here we will learn that he got sealed by doctors, I think, which is very interesting, since he got awakened within Kamui, and I think this is opening up a lot of possibilities into the game, in the story. We will see. But I have to say, this was one of the I think one of the better character stories that I did see so far. It is dark, it is brutal, and it is well written, and it actually is very interesting. And I am absolutely looking forward for more characters. Absolutely looking forward for more vanguards, since they have very dark stories, and kind of curious to see how will they make other vanguards in the game, since they need to have a backstory, right? I mean, they don't necessarily have to have a backstory, but they can have a backstory, I think. So I think things are about to be very interesting into the future of this game. And oh man, I can tell you, my stomach kind of hurts when I saw that picture, since I can already imagine the pain that that greatsword can deliver. I mean, just look at the picture. I mean, oh my god, that looks painful. That looks painful. I mean, he could have went even more berserk. He could have just cut him in half. That would also be painful. But getting like pierced with a huge greatsword is something that I do not want to experience ever in my life. Okay. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This was the Vanguard Kamui's backstory. And well, when I return next time, I'll pretty much try to go into the details of these characters. Well, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.